thanks. I'll get it from you when I see you. Okay. Tow truck driver's got my cell phone.
Well, that's good. You know, you don't have to do all the driving.
I'm not letting Manning drive my car.
No, I mean, I'd be happy to take a shift.
That's nice of you, but it's a nightmare. You saw what happened earlier.
Yes, well, I have lived through worse. I taught Cole how to drive a stick shift.
Well, if you're driving, who's gonna pry my hands from Manning's neck? I mean, that's what you came down here for, wasn't it?
It's one of the reasons.
Get some rest. There's nothing more we can do tonight.
Do you really think we're gonna find Marcy here?
It's a good lead.
But I mean, if she has this network of people in place helping her evade the authorities, I mean, what makes you think this isn't all, part of her plan?
I know she was in that bar in Georgia.
How?
I looked right at her.
Chuck, I would love to go on a walk with you tonight, but I put in a full day before we flew here, and I'm kind of beat.
This place is mighty pretty at first light.
Well, Grandpa always said it was the best time to see the ranch first thing in the morning.
Then I'll pick you up at 6.
Sounds good.
Okay, kiddo, I think it's time for us to hit the sack. We've already had a big day.
All right, everybody, here's the schedule. Tomorrow, the attorney's going to be here at noon, and they're going to read the will right then.
Okay. Miss Renee, you need anything, I'm your man.
Thank you, Chuck.
If there's anything that I can do for any of you, just let me know.
Natalie, is there anything that you need?
Yeah, actually a set of earplugs. Because your room's right across the hall from mine, and we all know how loud you snore. Anyway, I'm going up. You?
All right.
Yes. Good night, Dad.
Good night, honey. I'll see you both at breakfast, I hope.
Night.
All right, good night, Rob. Night, Nash.
Hey. Get some sleep, okay?
Thank you, sweetheart. Got a lot of memories to keep me company. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Jared, I am putting you in one of Ace's favorite rooms. There's a picture of a bobcat on the wall that he killed. That poor critter tried to sneak a steak right off of Ace's grill.
Well, thank you for everything. And I'll see you in the morning.
You know where to find me.
I hope Jessica and Natalie aren't giving you too much trouble over Jared.
Don't worry, Grandpa. They think they are, but they are failing miserably.
You don't want Cole to think that you're whiny or clingy, do you?
Well, it's not whiny or clingy to let a guy know how you miss him or that you can't wait to see him, right?
No, I suppose not.
I mean, how else would he know that you're thinking about him?
True. You know, for a kid from a family that a lot of people would say was dysfunctional, you have a great deal of wisdom.
Right. Sure, I have all the answers.
More than you know.
So what are you gonna do? Just go home and let Marcy win?
Well, this giant chase is just wearing me down, and I miss the kids.
Well, Todd, they miss you too. And they're expecting you to walk through the door with their new baby brother. What are you gonna say to them when you walk in empty-handed?
I'll say that I did what I thought was best for them, that I let him go.
Oh, and kids, they'll just forget he ever really existed.
Well, they never really knew him to begin with. Not as a brother, anyway.
Well, what about us, Todd? We go back home, we get a divorce. I think this would probably be our quickest marriage. You go back to the penthouse, I stay at Dorian's, and we just have some kind of knockdown, drag-out custody battle. Is that what you want?
Nah. I'm through making the kids pay for my mistakes.
If you walk out on this child, Todd, you're gonna be hurting Jack and Starr more than you ever hurt them before.
How? I'd be doing it for them.
What are you talking about? You know what you'd be telling them? If you walked out on Tommy, you'd be telling Jack and Starr that, you know what, I could do that to you too. And I tell you this much, I'm not gonna let that happen.
You saw Marcy at that bar and didn't tell Todd.
The whole point of my being here is is to keep him under control and arrange for the safe handover of Tommy. There was no way that was going to happen last night. Top everything else, the feds were in the bar. This guy Ramsey, you know, he's a real jerk, flashing his gun around, threatening people.
So he would have put Marcy in prison or worse?
For running away with a little boy she thinks is her own.
You're right not to say anything.
We're on Marcy's trail, that's all Manning needs to know.
So if the same situation happens here again, will you let her go?
Marcy and Tommy are my only priority. To that extent, we need to get ahead of Ramsey and stay ahead of him. Then we can pick our moment.
It just seems there should be some way to get him pulled off the case.
When I quit the Bureau, I burned a lot of bridges. Brass wasn't real happy with me to begin with.
Yeah, but someone in authority must see that the way he is running this case is dangerous.
The only reason Ramsey's involved in this is to stick it to me.
But you make it sound like it's personal.
For Ramsey, it is.
What am I missing?
I was engaged once to Caitlin. Ramsey was in love with her, too. He blames me for her death.
I'm in.
So
what?
So Chuck Wilson III, that's what? What do you think?
He's nice.
Nice. Natalie, he's sex on a stick. And don't tell me you didn't see how he was looking at you.
I sort of noticed that.
So I think you should get yourself some.
Yeah, that would go over real well. Having a little thing with the trusted ranch hand, night before Grandpa's will reading. Not that hard up.
Well, I think this might change your mind. Hi, Natalie. I found it in the bedroom. Nice abs, huh?
My.
So how should we set this up? What, make a late night distress phone call? Chuck, there's a spider in my room. Come get it out.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna set up anything.
What?
We're going straight to sleep.
Why?
Because I'm tired.
Okay, first you turned down a moonlit walk with him, and now you won't make the moves on him at all? What, are you waiting for some other guy to show up with abs of steel?
No. Why would you think that?
You are. Who is it?
Good night.
No, Jessica. Natalie, who is it?
Good night.